TLPH versus Aurora PH, how the draft decided the knockout match. In this knockout stage match between Team Liquid PH and Aurora PH, the real reason TLPH lost was not mechanics, not team fights, and not individual mistakes. The deciding factor was the drafting phase, specifically Aurora PH's decision to pick Freya into Harith Gold Lane. This was not a random pick or a comfort choice. It was a calculated counter that directly attacked TLPH's main win condition. Once the draft was locked in, TLPH was already playing at a disadvantage. To understand why this worked, we need to break down how Harith Gold Lane functions and why Freya completely shuts it down. Harith Gold Lane, what the pick is supposed to do. Harith Gold Lane is designed to dominate tempo and mobility. Unlike traditional marksmen, Harith does not rely on long-range damage. Instead, he wins games by constant dashing with chrono dash, generating shields to survive trades, clearing waves quickly, forcing enemy gold laners to play defensively, scaling into mid-game team fights where he becomes difficult to catch. Harith's value comes from freedom of movement. If he can dash freely, he controls the lane. If he controls the lane, he accelerates his item timing and becomes a mid-game monster. However, Harith also has a major weakness. He struggles against heroes that can force extended fights and apply reliable crowd control. This is where Freya comes in. Why Freya is a direct counter to Harith Aurora. PH picked Freya because she attacks Harith at every stage of the game. Lane phase, mid-game, and objective fights. 1. Freya wins extended trades. Harith is strongest in short trades. He dashes in, deals damage, gains a shield, and dashes out. This works against heroes who cannot chase him or punish him after the trade. Freya does not play that game. Once Freya activates her ultimate, she gains increased damage, high attack speed, strong sustain. If Harith stays too long, Freya simply outdamages him. If Harith disengages early, he loses lane pressure. This forces Harith into an uncomfortable position where he cannot fully commit to trades. Over time, this means Harith loses control of the lane. 2. Hard crowd control stops. Harith's mobility. Harith's strength is mobility, but mobility means nothing if you get stunned. Freya has a reliable jump, a point-blank stun crowd, control that does not rely on prediction. If Harith gets caught mid-dash, several things happen instantly. His shield timing is disrupted, his dash resets are delayed, his positioning collapses. Aurora PH understood this perfectly. They didn't need to kill Harith every time. They only needed to threaten him enough to stop him from playing aggressively. Once Harith loses confidence in his dashes, his effectiveness drops sharply. 3. Freya controls the minion wave. Harith Gold Lane depends heavily on minion waves. He needs them to refresh shields, reset chrono dash, maintain lane priority. Freya's presence forces Harith to clear from a safer distance, give up minion control, delay his core items. This slows down Harith's power spike. In a knockout stage match, delayed timing is often a death sentence. While Harith is struggling to scale, Freya is already becoming a frontline threat. Mid-game impact. Why Aurora's draft scaled better. As the game moved into the mid-game, the difference between the two drafts became even clearer. Harith requires space in team fights, time to weave in and out, protection from crowd control. Freya requires one opening, one jump, one target. In tight objective fights around Turtle and Lord, Freya thrives. Harith suffers. Aurora PH consistently forced fights in areas where Harith could not freely dash. Once Freya jumped onto him, Harith was forced to use Purify early, burn Flicker defensively. Exit the fight without contributing damage. At that point, TLPH's main carry was already neutralized. Why TLPH's draft could not adjust? Because Harith was supposed to be the primary gold lane pressure, TLPH was forced to send additional resources to protect him, give up pressure in other lanes, contest objectives without their strongest hero fully online. Aurora PH didn't need to outplay TLPH mechanically. The draft itself forced TLPH into bad decisions. This is why drafting matters more than comfort picks in knockout stages. Why this match redefined the Harith Gold Lane counter. This series showed teams a clear lesson. If you want to counter Harith Gold Lane, you do not pick heroes that try to outdash him. You pick heroes that force extended combat, apply unavoidable crowd control, do not care about shields. Freya does all three. This is why Aurora's pick worked, and why it will likely influence future drafts. Aurora PH did not win because they played faster or harder. They won because they drafted smarter. Harith needed freedom to Freya denied space. Harith relied on mobility to Freya provided hard CC. Harith wanted short trades, Freya forced long fights. Harith needed timing, Freya delayed his scaling. Once Freya was locked in, TLPH's main win condition collapsed. This is the real reason TLPH lost to Aurora PH in the knockout stage. Subscribe to get more knowledge about PH style.